please stand up. Stand up. Bow. Good morning, everyone. My name is Bowen, and you can call me Teacher Bowen. Now, please have a seat. Have a seat, please. But before we get right to the class, now please think about what kind of energy and what kind of power generation method do you guys know? Any answers? Top. So, fire power, we call fire power thermal power. Excellent. So it is thermal power here. So we call it thermal power. Any other answers? Team. So team, you say it is louder. Wind power. That's right. Wind power. So wind power is a kind of generation method. And any other answers? Susan. Water power. We don't call it water power. We call it hydroelectric power. So it is hydroelectric power here. Excellent. Any other answers? Lisa? So Susan, what is your question? Why is, just louder, why is hydroelectric power a kind of power? Great question. So everyone now please think about why hydroelectric is a kind of power. Now please think about it. Any answers? Lisa? So you think it is because when you take a shower, water hits your body and you feel some kind of hurt. So you think it is a kind of force. That's right. So force makes energy. So hydroelectric power is a kind of generation method. That's right. Excellent. Great question and great answer. And now any other answers? Anita? Louder? Nuclear power. That's right. Nuclear power here. Excellent. Now the second question is, now please think about, everyone, please think about in Taiwan, are we in power shortage? Yes or no? Are we in the power shortage? Yes or no? And why? So Tom, your answer is, yes. And it is because you have saw the news on TV, and also usually we have some kind of power shortage in your home. Excellent question. So actually we have power shortage in Taiwan recently. So today we're going to talk about recently in Taiwan our percentage on those kind of power. Now everyone, please look at me here. Please look at me. It is the bar chart. So the bar chart is all about the percentage of these four kinds of power. Here. So here it is percentage from 10% to 90%. And here is year. So it is year 103 to year 108. Now we'll have three groups in our class, Group A, Group B, and Group C. And you guys will have to answer three questions. So the first question is, please think about and please look at the bar chart. What is the highest percentage of those four kinds of power, and what is the lowest? So we have, what is this? Thermal power. And what is this? Nuclear power. Understand? Look at me here. And what is this? It is hydroelectric power. That's right. And what is this? A sustainable power. So, Top, what is your question? What is For example, it is like hydroelectric power or like wind power. It is we can use it again and again. So we call it sustainable power. Great question. Now, we have 4 kinds of power in the bar chart. The chart, and so please answer the first question. What is the highest percentage of these 4 kinds of power and what is the lowest? Now, the second question is, what is the tendency of thermal power? What is the tendency of thermal power? Lisa, what is your question? So what is tendency? Great question. What is tendency? Now, please look at me here. So, for example, year 103, the percentage of thermal power is 75.9, and next year, the percentage rises to 78.3. So we call the tendency rise up. So it is the tendency goes higher. And here, if look at nuclear power in year 103 and 104, it is from 18.6 to 16. So the tendency goes down. It is lower tendency. That means the percentage goes lower. So the tendency means compared to these 2 years, if the percentage goes higher, we call it a higher tendency. Or if the percentage goes down, we call it a lower tendency. Understand? Everyone understand? Excellent, great question. Now, the third question is how to solve the problem of the power shortage. Now, each group will have write down their discussion, and you guys will have 20 minutes of discussion. Now, you guys ready? 3, 2, 1, let's go! So, group A, your answer here. Group B, and group C. Abby, what is your question? Everyone, please look at Abby. Abby is asking me a question. Abby, what is your question? So, you don't know how to solve the problem of power shortage. So, you have to make discussion with your group mate. Understand, Abby? Excellent. Now, group B. Great. Group A. Now, 3, 2, 1, time's up. So now you guys will have to share your discussion. Group A, it's your turn. So Group A, here. So the first answer, what is the highest percentage of the bar chart? It is thermal power, that's right. Thermal power, and the lowest it is hydroelectric power. Everyone, is that right? Yes, it is. Excellent, Group A. And now the second answer, it is the tendency of thermal power rises. First, it is rises, and later on, it falls down. Everyone, is that right? So please look at the bar chart. It is rises and falls down. Is that right? Yes, it is. And the third question is how to solve the problem of the power shortage. So the answer, Group A, you're right. It is to save more power. Everyone, is that right? Yes, it is. Excellent. Now it is Group B's turn. Group B, your answer here. So Group B, your first answer is the highest percentage is thermal power and the lowest is hydroelectric power. Everyone, is that right? It is yes. Excellent, Group B. Now the second answer is thermal power. The tendency of the thermal power rises, but in year 106, it started to fall. Everyone, please look at here. So group B says the percentage rises, the tendency rises, and in year 106, it started to fall. Everyone, is that right? Yes, it is. Perfect. Group B, great job. Now, the third question is how to solve the problem of power shortage. So group B, your answer in question number 3, it is to close your lights when not used or to take public transportation, and also, so these two kind of method. Is that right? Everyone, is that right? To close lights and use more public transportation. Everyone, is that right? Yes, it is. Excellent, group B. Now it is group C's turn. So group C, your answer here. So the first answer is the highest percentage is thermal power and the lowest is hydroelectric power. Everyone, is that right? Yes, it is. And the second question is what is the tendency of thermal power? So group C, you say it is no differences between those years. Everyone, is that right? It is incorrect. So we have a higher tendency in year 103 to year 105, and later on in year 106 it started to fall. So it is higher tendency, and later on it becomes lower. Great answer, nice try, but group C, you will have to correct your answer here. So now, the third question is how to solve the problem of the power shortage. So group C, your answer is to use more sustainable power, sustainable energy. Everyone, is that right? It is? Yes, perfect. Now, group C, you will have to correct your answer. Second answer. Excellent. Now, everyone, please think about the bar chart. So, the final conclusion of the class here, it is here. When we use power, we'll have to save more power to prevent the waste of power. One more time, when we use power, we'll have to save more power to prevent waste of power. Understand? Perfect. Now, our homework is to find different kinds of methods to solve the problem of power shortage. Now, everyone, please review and recite those knowledge after returning home. Next class, we're going to talk about different kind of power and how to solve the problem of power shortage. Now, you guys can